Yeah. Good morning, beloveds. I did go to the park today. The squirrels and the blue jays were amazing. The woodpecker turned up. Whether I got any decent pictures or not, I don't know. My brain is still trying to deal with you know, I can see out of this eye, and this eye is still really nearsighted, and my brain is just not handling it well. So when you watch me read, that's why I close one of the eyes, because yeah. All right, so it is July 30th. Our title is I Am in My Right Place. The first quote is, Thou openest thine hand and satisfiest the desire of every living thing. Psalm 145, line 16. And the second quote is, So people must be created with the possibility of limitless freedom and let alone to discover themselves. That is Science of Mind, page 109. A favorite affirmation of metaphysicians states, I am in my right place. There are some words that should be added to that affirmation. I am in my right place to which my consciousness draws me. This more accurately tells the tale, for we are always in the place to which our consciousness has brought us. Like it or not, this is our right place. It is truly wonderful to know that we do not need to be confined to any particular slot in life. Our greatest freedom comes from the knowledge that we can change our minds about ourselves and therefore change our lives. However, this does not come about casually. No spiritual advancement is simply happened upon. It is a result of a conscious decision made by the thinker to change things, to follow a new course of thought that will unfold as a new path in life. Such a decision is unsettling. It means we have to decide that our place is no longer right, that we may have to make way both mentally and physically for a new, more expansive right place to emerge. The spiritual thinker must always be prepared for new possibilities. These will develop as greater understanding begins to create the right place for us. Infinite mind inspires me. Infinite power expresses through me. Infinite life heals me and presents me as a true spiritual being. My right place is glorious. It is creative, flexible, and expansive. My consciousness is one of openness, curiosity, and fearlessness. I move from the known to unknown, from comfort to challenge, from complacency to inspiration. How glad I am for my continuous self-discovery. All right. Well, him in my right place. I like that it's MS, Margaret Stortz. I like that she added the affirmation, I am in she added the words to which my consciousness draws me. One of the things that Ernest Holmes talks about is that we create the world around us, which sounds a little weird, okay? Basically, it is our perception of the things around us that create our world. So, two people can basically share the same space and share similar experiences, but they're going to have different experiences based on their perceptions. A good example would be if we're dealing like with an optimist and a pessimist, who, are in the same environment and doing the same things, but having wildly different experiences because the way the optimist is perceiving what is going on around them, the objects around them, the people around them, the experiences that they're having is going to be very, very, very different from the way a pessimist sees them. And what's really amazing is that any time, because I'm kind of on the optimist side, the pessimist could literally change their mind about how they are perceiving their situation, their environment, the people around them, and just literally change their world. Literally change the world, because it does come back down to perception. And we all have those moments where, and sometimes they're longer than moments. That's the cool thing about a moment, is it can be exactly as long as you need it to be. It can be a moment as in a minute, or it can be a moment as in the length of an experience. We can all have moments where the world just doesn't seem to be what we want. We're still in our right place, but what is required of us is it's required of us to change our minds. I had a tough day yesterday. I know if you watch the video, then it shows. But I started an interactive therapy thing. It's basically an interactive journal. So there's somebody on the other side who can prompt me. And I already feel better. Because it's forcing me to stop and think about things and put them into a new perspective, which then changes my experience. So it's pretty cool that you can do things like that. The 21st century has really given us some interesting ways to interact with our world and to change our perspective. So really, honestly, I like that she says that our consciousness draws us to. So, I'm going to tell you that if you need to wallow for a minute or a moment, wallow for a moment. If you need to, be sad, grief, do that. And when you're ready, change your mind and you'll have a different experience. And the cool thing is that we can change our mind as often as we need. Perhaps you can think of each time you change your mind as a stepping stone. So, this may be a little change, this may be a big change, and you'll get where you want to be. Just don't give up. Don't give up. Keep working on it. Keep doing it. You'll get there. So, in the science of mind, so a person must be created with the possibility of limitless freedom and then let alone to discover it themselves. Nobody can give you that freedom. You have to find it yourself. And that one sentence right there, it is truly wonderful to know that we do not need to be confined to any particular slot in life. We can change our mind. We can change our world. We can change our place in the world. And it literally is a shift in perspective. Our greatest freedom comes from the knowledge that we can change our minds about ourselves and therefore change our lives. It's about a shift in perspective. It really is. And it really is that easy and that hard. Some days that shift in perspective is easy and some days that shift in perspective is hard. And you got to take it as you go. And do the work and sometimes that work looks messy and it's okay. So I'm being very, very distracted because, Foster is basically half across my lap. So I'm enjoying it. Okay. I think that's got, however, this does not come about casually. No spiritual achievement is simply happened upon. It is the result of a conscious decision by the thinker to change things, to follow a new course of thought that will unfold a new path in life. And she says, such a decision is unsettling. It means we have decided our place is no longer right, that we have to make way, both physically for the new place and mentally. Sometimes that means letting go of stuff, physically and mentally, to make room for the new. So, yeah. Okay. I think that's it. She's got that beautiful little treatment down at the bottom. Infinite mind inspires me. Infinite power expresses through me. Infinite life heals me and presents me as a true spiritual being. My right place is glorious. It is creative, flexible, and expansive. My consciousness is one of openness, curiosity, and fearlessness. I move from the known to the unknown, from comfort to challenge, from complacency to inspiration. How glad I am for my continued self-discovery. This work doesn't have to be hard, but it does need to be continuous. We are constantly working on ourselves, which will let me go back to the meme. You are allowed to be a masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time. All right. So the mission today, should we choose to accept it? I'm going to go with this line. It is to move from the known to the unknown, from the comfort to challenge, and from complacency to inspiration. Sometimes, especially when things can get difficult, i.e. grief being where I'm coming from right now, we can get kind of complacent. And sometimes it takes shaking our world up a little bit to move on. So that's your mission today. Should we choose to accept it? To move from complacency to, what was the other part of that? Complacency to inspiration. I was thinking it was a C word. Just lost my mind for a minute. So that is the mission. And the other mission is to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself, whatever that looks like. Today, that looks like I'm going to go to the dentist. My dentist got flooded out during Harvey, and somehow I got dropped off the rolls. Like, I saw him a couple of times after Harvey, and then my dentist has learned it's like, no, I'm going to book you your 6-month appointment before you leave the appointment. And because they were borrowing an office, it didn't happen. And all of a sudden I went, it's been a while since I've been to the dentist. Maybe I should go. So that's going to be my loving, kind, compassionate thing for myself. I know it didn't sound like it, but it is. I wore braces for 3 years as a child. So I do want to take care of these teeth. All right. It's also Catterday, so I'm going to spend a little time snuggling with the cats. Wish you could see him, but I'm not going to stress him out by picking him up. Okay. So, practice on yourself. You deserve your own love, your own kindness, your own compassion. Please do that. That's how we create a world that works for everybody, by practicing loving, kind compassion on ourselves, by creating a bank so that when we meet people that need a little extra, including ourselves, because sometimes we need a little extra love, kindness, and compassion. We've already created that bank, so we have something to draw from. We can also draw from an inexhaustible source of love, kindness, and compassion. That's the source of our own being. That which we call spirit, that which we call love. So do something to engage your mind and your body. Drink plenty of water. It is still hot. Early morning light to reset your circadian rhythms. You'll sleep better at night and have more energy during the day. It's science. And open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven right here, right now. It's all around you all the time. So take Emma's advice and look for the good and praise it. And you can look for the big, but I like looking for the little, because the little goods add up into a landslide of amazing. So, catch us on the social medias. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the running Rev Ryan on the social medias. If you want to know what the center's up to, what we have coming up. I know Jessie has a movie discussion coming up soon, but that is through home office. So that's through CSL. But you can go to creativelife.org, get on the constant contact email, because all the hot links are hot. And that way you can, go to the home office webpage and find out about it. It's like $25. And I believe he's doing the Da Vinci Code. So that should be interesting. All right. Have a great day, an amazing day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanting day, a Catterday. Although, I don't know what you would say if you have a dog. A Saturday. A good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day, because you are enough just as you are. You are a beloved child of God, in whom God is well pleased, always and forever. It's a state of grace. All right. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you at 9 a.m. And then we will have an amazing service for you tomorrow, because it's Sunday today and tomorrow will be. It's Saturday today and tomorrow will be Sunday. I'm just, yeah. All right. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.